If you want to be successful in life, you can't wish for things, you have to want things. Society's told us it's not good to want things, to desire things, but the reality is that all greatness comes from you first wanting something and pursuing it. So in this video, I'm going to walk through the steps on figuring out what it is you actually want and to show you how to get it. In her best-selling book from 1923 called How to Get Anything You Want by Elsie Lincoln Benedict, who's my favorite female author of all time, the whole book is about how to get anything you want. One of the cool chapters she talks about here is the difference between wishing and wanting. In here she said, this is a course lesson in how to get what you want, not what you weakly wish for. Wishy folks are wishy-washy, but wanters are the rulers of the world.
We are constantly unaware of the fact that we get what we want. And we are unaware of what we want because we want a lot of things that we don't admit we want.
So instead of wishing, like, oh, I wish this could happen, you've got to want it, you got to desire, you got to know exactly what it is. Some people think about money and they feel good about it and they're excited and so they pursue it. And for them, it's like easy for them to get money. But other people, their whole life, they've been hearing things about how money's evil, it's the root of all problems, and like they have these beliefs about money. So they think about money, they feel sick to their stomach, they feel nervous, they feel awkward, whatever it might be. And so then they never actually pursue it because their feelings internally are holding them back about it. The same thing is true in almost any area of your life. Think about if you want to get in shape, you want to get more healthy, like how do you actually feel about that? What is your internal moods and feelings about that thing? If you're like, I don't want to go to the gym, that sounds horrible, and all these things are coming to your head, if that's the predominant mood you have about the thing you're thinking about, your likelihood of actually getting it is almost zero. After I read this, I started thinking about all the things in my life that I desire, all the things I actually wanted. The relationship with my wife, to my kids, in fact, each of my kids individually, like what is the mood that I feel when I think about each of them, right? What's the mood I feel when I go to the office every day, or when I go to the gym, or when I go home at night? And if the mood is good, it's easy to do those things, but the mood is incorrect, the mood feels bad, it feels weird, it feels stress, anxiety, worry, fear, I'm not likely to pursue those things, no matter how bad I think that I want them. It's not identifying your thoughts, but identifying the mood you feel about something. Earl Nightingale talked about this in his best-selling record called The Strangest Secret. He says,
here's the key to success. We become what we think about.
Our subconscious mind is like a garden and we're planting seeds in there all day long. So if you have these moods that are feeling negative towards something, it's basically because over time those seeds have been planted inside your mind. It could have come from you, it could have come from the media you're watching, your influence from your parents, from school systems, things like that, but those moods have been planted inside your subconscious mind. The good news though is the fact that you're the gardener. And this is the greatest news I can tell you, is that you have the ability to cultivate, to pull the weeds out. And so how do we do that? The first one, she said that the old mood dies with lack of cultivation. If you quit planting those seeds over and over and over again, eventually the things that were planted will die. So that's number one, is you gotta quit planting the seeds of that thought, right? We have the ability to change what our moods are. So if I know if every time I go to the gym I feel stress or anxiety, I've gotta stop planting those seeds of stress and anxiety. I gotta change what that is, the seeds that I'm planting, right? I gotta plant seeds of excitement or passion or like whatever it is like that are gonna help me to pursue it. And then number two, she says this is not an intense effort, it's persistence. It's continually doing those things. And most people don't know that. You think like the feelings I have are just kind of hard-coded in my body, and it's not true. Those things were all built and planted by you. It's catching myself every time I have the mood come up where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, I have to stop, catch myself in the moment, in that space, and then plant good seeds of like, oh, I'm gonna do this because this is gonna make me feel good, I'm gonna feel healthy, it's gonna be exciting. And by consistently doing that over time, that's how you change the internal moods about the thing you're pursuing. This is where most personal development begins. This is where you figure out exactly what it is you want. What is your definite purpose, as Napoleon Hill would call it? And this is where you quit being a wisher, wishing for this thing, wishing I could be more healthy, wishing I had the relationship I wanted, wishing I had more money, and actually wanting it, figuring out what that thing is. She says you gotta write out your strong desire. It's like get a pad of paper out and write them down. She says, I don't care how crazy they are, how unobtainable they are, it doesn't even matter, just write down what it is your core desires. Don't just be wishy-washy, be very definite what you want. In fact, Napoleon Hill would call it a definite purpose. So it's not like I wanna lose weight. A definite purpose is like I wanna lose 12 pounds by Friday at noon, right? Next step, don't share this list with anybody. What a lot of people do is they'll write a list out and they'll post on social media like, hey everyone, here's my goals, here's how I'm gonna change my life. And as soon as you do that, you make this public to the world, then you have all these outside influences and people like, oh, that's not gonna work for you, it's not possible. They start talking down about it, like it makes it very, very hard to actually achieve those goals. So write down these goals and then these become yours. These are not something you share with the outside world. After you made this list and you decide the wants that you wanna go after, then you have to give these wants your vote over and over and over again, like, yes, I want this, yes, I want this. So you remind your subconscious mind, like, this is something I actually want. I'm gonna pursue it with all my heart and my mind and go after it. And if you do that, your subconscious mind will find the path for you to pursue to actually get what you want. Now, what typically happens for most people is that we get suggestions from everything around us, right? When we listen to music, music's planting these seeds into the garden of our subconscious mind, or we're watching movies. In fact, you'll notice that almost every movie throughout time, who's the bad guy?
All you care about is money. This town, it deserves a better class of criminal.
The bad guy is always the billionaire or the millionaire. Like, they've been planting seeds in your mind for your entire life, showing you that if you become a millionaire or a billionaire, you will become the bad guy of the story. Those are the seeds that are being suggested to you, that are being planted inside your subconscious mind. She calls this auto-suggestion. So instead of suggestion where somebody else is suggesting things to your subconscious mind, this is where you create the things you want suggested and then start placing them in your mind over and over and over again. From here, she talks about figuring out phrases of the things you want and posting them in places, putting them on your computer screen when you first open up, on your phone screen. Every time you open up your phone screen, you see the thing, and you repeat that statement over and over and over again throughout the days. And as you start doing that consistently, you'll change your moods, you'll change your desires, it'll help you to actually get the thing that you want. My biggest want for myself this year is I want to read more. I'm obsessed with books, but I've never had enough time to actually sit down and read them. And so I'm spending more time this year every single morning, like in private study, reading the books that I want and trying to pull the nuggets out for me. Because I believe that readers are leaders. I believe you do as well. So with that said, let me know, what is the biggest thing you want this year that you are pursuing? Not a wish. I don't want any wishes. We're not about wishes here because we are wanters. As Elsie said, every great name in history is a name of someone who was at first a great wanter, but every failure has been a wisher. So don't wish it, let us know what you want, and then let's go pursue it with all of our minds. Thanks you guys, and I will see you on the next video.